All right, welcome to this week's Travelin Young, and a couple programming notes real fast as we get started. One, I'm sorry I meant to have a video sooner than now. We've just been so busy.
And we're so tired.
So busy. It's been a long moving process. Also,
I'm yawning right now. I'm so tired.
Also, I said the next video, which is this video, was going to be about the process of moving. That's going to be a little bit more. I shot some stuff and I felt like it wasn't quite right. So I got to redo bits of it.
We need to wait to give you perfection. I
want it to be as close to perfection as I possibly can. Also, another programming note. This Saturday is a live stream. The Easter beer drinking episode. So make sure to tune in. And if you're watching this way into the future, I'll have a link to it because will have already happened. Yes. But right now it hasn't happened. And we're super excited.
Yeah.
Maya's
I'm not involved.
Not involved.
No. But you can also, I don't know, maybe buy some Easter beer yourself, join along in the
drinking. we got a list that I'll go ahead and add in this description too, so you can maybe buy one of the beers.
Yeah.
But this week what we're going to talk about is, I thought, we've gone through this process of moving and packing.
Yes.
And unpacking. And through that process, we discovered or rediscovered things we had that we forgot we had that brought back memories. And I think it's a fun part of the process of moving.
Yes.
Because those artifacts from life help determine who we are. And people have asked us who we were before we moved here.
Yeah.
And this is a good way to talk about certain things. So we each have a couple things that we discovered when moving that we want to share with you that help make up who we are as people.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to talk about on this week's Travelin Young. Okay, here we are, and this is take 2 because once again
we talk too long.
We're quite
we always talk
long when we talk. So this is the shortened, maybe. We haven't done it yet. Let's hope it's shorter. And I believe it was when I came back, I mentioned that we're still working on the lights here. So please excuse this light situation. We're still trying to
work in progress.
This is the first video in the new house, so give us some credit.
Yeah.
But you know what is still in the background, by the way? All the alcohol. When there's 2 of us, you'll be able to see it better, and somebody won't be blocking the alcohol over there. That's right here, and eventually there'll be things on the walls.
Yes.
But there's like a fireplace over here, so I'm not sure what we can put up there. All right, so what we are going to talk about, as we said, are these artifacts from our lives that kind of have stories, make us think, reflect, and stuff we found while either packing or unpacking.
Yeah, a little show and tell.
Or both, because they help make up who we are.
Yeah.
And my first thing I'll start is this picture of Miranda and I. Hopefully it'll kind of get in focus here.
Baby Josh.
Josh and Miranda. This is an engagement photo that was done by my Uncle Eddie, who was on the LIVESTREAM tasting video. He's a professional photographer, and this was early in his photography
it was pretty early in
his
photography career. Wasn't
and this is before we got married, so this is probably 1999, I'd say.
Yeah.
And it's always interesting to look back, like in our eyes, because they're staring at me when I'm looking at it. They're like, hey. And if I talked to this Josh today, I would tell this Josh, don't let society tell you how a marriage should be, how your life should be. Don't let society tell you, oh, you're supposed to buy a house and have a 9-to-5 job and just go to work every day and come home and coach soccer. Not to say any of those things are bad, but the point is it's up to you and what makes you happy and your marriage happy, and that's what you should follow. If that's your thing, I commend you. But if that's not your thing, don't let society tell you that it should be your thing. And we spent 10 years. I worked at one job for 10 years, 9 to 5, went to work every day, came home, never traveled for work. We traveled for fun. And my life dramatically changed for the better. Yeah. When I evacuated that and moved into consulting and doing stuff, and that is what I think led me to be here. That shift to say, what makes me happy? What makes us happy? And what is going to help make us happy long term and make us feel like our lives are fulfilled? And that's the mentality that eventually we got to. I would tell that Josh to get there sooner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because maybe we'd be in Denmark earlier than we were. But here we are right now. And maybe we'd be better Danish. But here we are. That is what I would tell. And this picture always makes me think of that, but I hadn't even seen it in probably like 6 years. And I pulled it out of a box. I'm like, oh my goodness. Look at that. Maya?
All right. So I have this picture here. I hope it will focus. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. But
I think it's focusing on me. But
I'll explain the picture. It's a picture from after school. And it's a picture of Vilas's room. And it's Vilas and one of our friends and his roommate all sitting in this bed, crammed together. And I feel like after school was one of the most important years of my life, honestly. And like, I just hope I always remember it.
I'm so glad you said that on video for us to go back and listen to.
I used to not. Before, I didn't want to go to after school. But at all.
I'm like, just tour them with us.
Yeah. But
I'm so glad you went.
But I loved it. And this picture, I feel like really sums up like life at after school. Just all of us crammed in a bed, like watching movies and playing video games and just hanging out and getting to be with your friends. And I mean, also Vilas is in this picture, so nice to remember our very early days of our relationship.
And how many people get to say they went to 2 after schools in 1 year?
That's true.
If you didn't see that
video. 2 in 1 deal.
Yeah.
I got the 2 in 1 deal.
Miranda?
I have another baby Josh and Miranda photo. This one, I don't know if you can.
This is just maybe a year and a half later.
Is it? Can you see it? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
This is us on a camel on the Giza Plateau in front of one of the Great Pyramids.
In the frame we bought there, too.
And in the frame that we bought there, probably in the Kamal Khalili Bazaar. And I think this kind of goes to... we got a wild hair and we looked at traditional places to go on our honeymoon, and then we ended up... At some point, we were just like, we have this amazing opportunity to basically go wherever we want. I can't remember if we've ever explained that. But
well, real fast, your dad was giving us airline miles to fly somewhere in the world, and my dad was helping us get a hotel somewhere in the world. So between our parents,
the 2 of us.
We could fly and stay anywhere, basically. And
anywhere that Delta flew and there was Marriott. And
if we could go anywhere, let's go anywhere.
So we were like, oh my God, let's go to Paris. Or, oh my God, let's go to... That was the first place we thought of. But then we stuck on Egypt. And I remember calling our parents and being like, we want to book Cairo. And they freaked out. Like, they were not happy that we wanted to go. And I remember getting off the plane and just being like, what did we do? But we went on this trip, and it really was life-changing, because I think we both were like, if we can survive this, and this is like really our first true time out of the country by ourselves, and we did it on our own before the days of internet, really.
Well, there was internet, but it was like
internet.
Very little internet, and there was definitely no...
There was no phones. Travel.
I planned the entire thing myself by buying books and watching so many documentaries on Egyptian tombs and Valley of the Kings.
We were ready.
Yeah, I still have those books there in a box somewhere.
I think it's so cool that you guys went to Egypt for your honeymoon. So I feel like I hear so many people going to, like, you know, Mexico or Paris or whatever. But you know,
an awesome trip.
Maybe I can follow in your footsteps one day and go to, like, I don't know, Mozambique or something crazy.
Well, that's what told me that anything was possible, and that the world is a lot smaller than you think it is.
Yeah.
So that leads to another travel thing, actually, because that was without you.
This is Travelin Young, after all.
Yeah, that's true. This is traveling with Maya.
Yes.
In 2010, when we got our vuvuzelas at the World Cup in South Africa. Yeah. Now, in the first video, I blew this, and I felt a little lightheaded because it takes up a lot of air.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
You got to do it.
No.
Oh my God.
Should I try?
No.
Can you do it?
Can you do it? Oh,
good
see?
job.
She played tuba.
I played tuba.
I can probably do it as well. I play French horn.
So we went to the World Cup. We spent like 10 days-ish on a safari in Botswana.
Yeah.
We went to 2 matches, one in Johannesburg, one in Pretoria. Maya was 6.5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, I think we're going faster because I feel like that part of the first video took 5 minutes. We just knocked out the facts right off. But it was such an amazing experience. Yeah. Again, it helped us. That was helping me realize that we could do stuff. This helped me realize that we could also do it with a. And we also had gone to China
because I'm sure
a couple
people
years
probably
before.
thought you were crazy for going to Africa with a 6.5-year-old.
I mean, yeah, because like even China, we were still in cities. You know, we were still in very like developed places, and when we were in Africa, that is like out in the middle, and we were definitely out in the middle of nowhere.
In the savannah.
We were on this special safari with it was a family thing. But it was just us. And,
like it ended up just being.
Yeah, it ended up just being. I thought other families would be there, but just us and a driver and a cook, and we camp in all these places in Botswana. It was an amazing experience.
Yeah, I'll always remember it. Like it was so cool.
I rented some lenses to get some like special photography, so I got so many photos from that trip of all the lions and elephants and everything. It was before you could get videos really very well on cameras. We had one of the little digital elves, I think.
Yeah, there is like I think we
some
have
very couple
videos.
Small videos, but such an amazing experience. And I had forgotten where this was. I thought I was fearful it got lost.
No,
but it came out.
We haven't.
Vuvuzela. Maya?
All right. My second thing is this, which if you can't read it because of the like blue color, it is my middle school 8th grade yearbook. And I feel like along with after school, my 8th grade year was also a very important year in my life because like I honestly can't think of like anything negative that happened that year. Like I just had so much fun, and we found out in like December that there was a chance we were going to move. And so after that, I just spent the next few months just like spending as much time with my friends as I could and just doing stupid things and having fun. And my house was the closest one to school. And so we would all go to my house after school, even though we weren't supposed to. We would all go to my house after school and just like hang out in my room and do stupid stuff. And we would like make movies together. And yeah, that was just such an important year, and being able to have these pictures to remember it. And also like look back at people who I know now are in college and doing cool stuff, and like being able to look at them when they were like 14 years old. But it's also kind of like a time capsule because, you know, there's sections in the book that says like, oh, what movies were popular that year, like top news stories of the year. So I think it'll be cool to look back at what was going on in the world when I was 14 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, I have mine somewhere. I think they're in the storage unit at the Netto Lager.
You know what I did find when I was unpacking is your letter jacket.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, you could wear that if you want. Probably my old letter jacket, but back in the Letterman days. That's all.
Also, I forgot to mention really quick. By the end of the year, everybody knew that I was moving, and so I have all these lovely notes from all of my classmates and teachers wishing me well in the future, which is
like a time capsule.
Yeah, which is really sweet. So yeah.
Very nice.
My last thing is something that I have had for so long. I bought this. It's a little bit broken. It's missing its umbrella, but it's if you recognize this, it's Peter Plys in Danish. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's Winnie the Pooh. And my dad always used to call me Pooh Bear. And I bought this when I was, I think, 17 on a band trip in Florida. And we stopped off at a souvenir place. And I saw it, I don't know, it just struck me. It was so pretty when it had the umbrella. I mean, it's so cute now. And it plays like I'm Just a Little Black Rain Cloud. And I always really identified with Winnie the Pooh. I have ADHD, so I spent a lot of my childhood growing up and even in my teen years thinking I was pretty dumb because I was super forgetful, and I'm still forgetful. And so is Winnie the Pooh. But he always wants to help people. He's always a very caring soul, and you know, he's always there to like lift people up.
He leads with his heart.
He leads with his heart, you know, and he's always thinking. And I don't know, it's just always really stuck with me. I had it in your room for a really long time, and now it's like gravitated back towards me, and I can't get rid of it. There it goes. Oh no, it's going.
Violate copyright.
Yeah, seriously.
Stop.
Yeah, so we have, I mean, there's so many different things. We could do 7 hours of videos probably going through all this stuff that we keep finding as we pack and unpack all these great old photos and old, just these artifacts. I've set up a tub that's like things to just look at every 3 years to remember life, you know?
Yeah.
So if you have any interesting artifact that you've got in your house that you look at that gives you good memories, we would love to hear your stories as well. And we're happy to share ours with you. And with that, we are going to say goodbye for now.
Yes.
And there you go. Bye from the new house. First video from the new house. We'll see you later.
Bye.